Okay, hello everybody. Today we're gonna make a tutorial on how to make webtoons. So make sure you read the story and plan it out in advance before you start drawing it. So step 1 is have all your references ready. These are my characters. These are some of their other designs. Okay, before I say anything more, okay, over there you see my layers, right? Keep looking at it for how many layers I use. For now, sketch only needs 1 layer. Over there, you see my brushes. So I'm gonna use the darker pencil for sketching because I like that one the most. And here you can adjust your brush size and the hardness and the density. Now we can get sketching. Let's go. Okay, so about the resolution for when you want to start making a comic. The basic resolution for webtoons is 800 by 1280 per page. But sometimes you want to upscale a little bit, especially if you want to maybe print it in a book later. So instead of working on the original resolutions, I work on... Normally I would do like 1300 pixels by 30,000 pixels and then resize later. So the next step is to start aligning and make this draft. And this draft a bit better. I'm starting with panels I like the most. Some people start from the beginning. I do whatever. Okay, over there, you can see now that I added another layer. I have my sketches here. I like to have normal lines for the normal line art, and then for the hairline art, I like to use the vector line art. I think a lot of artists use vector line art only, but I don't find it nice to draw with that, so I just let it be. Vector basically means you can just resize and then keep the same quality. With normal line art, you don't have that. So over there, you have like a few layer thingies I forgot to explain. To make this sketch layer into like blue, I press this button. Yeah. Okay, now you know. You can make the transparency lower and higher. This is now for reference, and then this is for current sketch. I'm gonna turn that into this, and then you see there's like a 3D model being used as well. I'm gonna explain to you how to put in 3D models. I got my 3D models like I bought them online, so I'm allowed to use them as long as my username is the same matching as the username on there.
Typesetting Paint also has their own 3D assets. Make sure to check that out too. You go to assets and then you search up what you're looking for, or you press the 3D button and then you just download your stuff and it comes into this folder. Just drag and drop or put it into the respective folder and then you can start using it.
I have this stuff. I copy pasted it into here and then I made sure it's becoming like a manga style, and that's what I do by pressing this button. Over here you see effects. This is from the VTuber X option. I press extract line and then you can adjust here like the black fill, the line width and the edge. You just gotta adjust it to your taste, and if you want it completely in line art and stuff, you can also press the convert layers to lines and then it will do it with a pop-up and stuff. You can adjust the settings there as well. Okay guys, so here I show you my sketch layer and now we're gonna line it. Sometimes you work with very clean sketches like these and then we turn it into line art like ta-da, like this, you know? Looks pretty good. Sometimes we work with shit like this and then you gotta turn it into lines, but you're too lazy to actually sketch it out properly, and then you gotta go to this, okay? This is why I think I can never hire other people to line for me. Hello, welcome to the next step. As you can see, I've changed my VTuber model. Don't mind it. For paneling, you click on this to make panels. And then there you can select like other options over there. And the size that I use is, I don't know, 1.5 or something. Actually, no, let's make it 1.2. Very important, what I've learned from an art friend is that if you want everything to not be in a separate folder for the panels, you click this. You select this one. How to add to selected folder instead of create new folder. Then you can see that it's added to the same panel. If I did not select it and I got create a new folder, you can see it made a new folder, but that's really annoying, so we don't want that. Okay, here we want to try and make a different kind of shape of panel. What we do then is select this button to change the object, and then I can change these things. Okay, I just adjust it like this. Wow, I can do this with my mouse, don't need my pen for that. And then you see I kind of want a dividation. To do that, you go back to your panels over there and then you click on cut frame. I also have a special one that cuts things out separately, but I don't need it right now. We go with divide frame border, I think, and then you can change some things over here. I think it's like this. Yeah. Wow, and then you can adjust it again, like, I don't know, however you want. Ta-da! That's how you make those panels. Okay, next step is that we learn how to make an auto action. An auto action under this is very useful, so you don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over, because comic making is a very repetitive kind of process. So first of all, we want to go to the right side. Over here you see the word auto action. Okay, so we go press auto action, and then I already made it actually, but let me just make it again for you. You press this folder button to make a new one. Okay, so you get this pop-up over there, and you can name it whatever. I will call it Isekai Phase 2 because I already made one. Press OK. Then you get a clean slate empty auto action. You want to record whatever you're doing over here, but first of all, it will record everything you're doing. Make sure that everything you have right now is set up the way you want it to be. I do not want my lines to be visible. My sketch lines, my normal lines, yes. There's like one base over here. I'll just click that one for now. Then I press record. Make a new folder. I'll call it base color. And then I'll make one extra. I'll call that the base. Then I'll add another one. I'll call it skin color. Then I make another one. I'll call it stop recording. Whoa, it's actually a lot longer than my other list. Let's see if it works. Okay, we can check if it works on another folder that we have over here. So we press play. It should appear right here, whatever we just did. Okay, it did not do the complete thing. The hair thing should actually be attached as well, and then ingredient. But you know, you can fix that yourself. Okay, figure it out. It's at least a lot easier than having to do everything from the beginning. Okay, so what we can do to fix that is just continue recording from the auto action. We attach this, and we move this here. And reattach this. And then we stop recording. Let's see if it works again on the next one. We play this. Let's see if it works. Motherfucker, it's not working. Okay, let me see if it can. Then we check in the layers if it worked out. It's not working. Motherfucker! Oh well. So the next step for when your auto action is not as quick as mine is to select outside of your line art. Make sure you have refer to all layers selected so you can easily color it without getting outside the line art. So you select everything outside, and if you want to make sure it keeps connecting all the thingies, over here you can select add to selection there. Okay, now you keep selecting your shit. Look, it works. And if you want it to like not be exactly outside but a little bit more inside of your line art, make sure to like adjust the area scaling over here. I have it at 0.2. Okay, next up, now that you've selected everything outside, you want to click this button over here. It's called invert selected area. This way you'll be able to select the stuff that you're gonna be base coloring. So you click this, now it should be inverted. Just to check if you actually selected everything you wanted to have selected. Here up top, I added this myself. You can also add it to your bar. It's called execute cancel quick mask. You can also add it somewhere with your view. Ask me later and I'll tell you how, if I know how. Okay, you click this button and everything you've selected becomes red. Wowie, amazing, isn't it? Okay, so I can already see some mistakes. You select the lasso tool and you fill in everything that you've missed. Like you can see over here that I've missed these parts, right? So I just colored it in real quickly. So everything does get selected. Okay, once you have cleanly selected everything, I forgot to space 1 second. That's when you want to click on this button on top again, this button, the execute cancel, because we go cancel the quick mask. And then you select the random mask color you like, preferably a color you probably won't use. And then you fill it in. fill it in. You see that button right there? Wow. And now everything you've selected is colored in. Okay, here I show you. I saved my base colors here on this file. You can also save a color palette over here, like I have done here with my other comic Faded Away. You press Alt to fill the color with whatever you have selected right now. You can change it. And I think if you press Control, you can move it around. Here, I have my easy quick shortcut. You want to make a new one? You press Add Color Set. You can also edit this one. Easy guys. Like, wow, I already taught you this, even though I'm not gonna do it right now. Now we select whatever this is, the skin color, and then I use the lasso tool to color because I think that's the easiest. And then for the hair, for example, we do this color. I use the bucket tool for that, referring other layers. I hope I'm not missing any steps so you can follow it easily. If you have any questions, you can always ask. If it's hard to see because the colors are very similar, you can just do this so you can easily see whatever you're coloring right now. Yeah, just like that, you will base color everything. Okay, so after you've done the base color for the whole strip, at least that's what I do because I prefer to do multiple things at once. That's when I go to the next step, which is blush. And then we go to the face. I use the soft airbrush that you can see over there on the top. But you can change it to your own preferences. Yes, guys. I'll do the face right away.
So I realized that I forgot to explain how to make backgrounds. I didn't record it. But basically you can do that in 3 different ways. For example, you get a 3D model out of the Clip Studio Paint assets, like this one. You can then move it around however you want with the tools up top. You can zoom in, zoom out, you can move it around. And then I would press this button to extract the lines. Then if you click on another layer, you can see that it has extracted lines, and you can adjust those lines here with black fill or line width, etc. Then the lines would change and you can get more black fill. If you want, you can also convert layer to lines and tones. I've explained this before. You can adjust things, but I don't really touch it that much. These are my settings. If you want it to be less manga style, you can remove the toning as well. Or if you're doing a webtoon with color. And then you can overlay it with any color that you want. You can also just color it like this, make the different color. I don't know what kind of color you want your house to be, but all the options are there. How I would shade it is have a multiply, and then also have a add glow for the lighting. This is a 3D model that I bought, and then I would open it on SketchUp. I would take screenshots and then I would put them in the comic before I do the shading, of course. So the shading hasn't been done yet. Shading I would do later, which I also didn't explain. I'm sorry about that. So I would always do a multiply and an add glow, maybe an overlay depending on the comic. You could also blur the background a little bit to make it not as 3D. It's optional. Sometimes I would hand draw backgrounds, and if it's a specific room of a character, then I would probably design it. This is another character's room before the shading. Sometimes I would paint just because I feel like practicing painting. There's so many different ways of doing the backgrounds, but this does take most of your time. This is a shrine that I found in Japan. This whole slide is also drawn. But there's useful brushes as well for the sky. There's cloud brushes. You can just find it in the asset store. You just search up cloud brush and you should be able to find a few free ones. Here's another example of where I drew the backgrounds. That's about it. So like I said, you can do it 3D models, you can hand draw it, you can also use a reference, you can paint, you can keep it simple. It's really up to you. But what I do recommend as a comic artist that has been drawing for 10 years ish, keep it simple for yourself, because you usually want to aim for weekly updates.
After you finish drawing everything on your pages and stuff, I saved them as a PNG, but you can do whatever. You can also put in a typesetting right away. That's the next step, typesetting. You gotta have a title for your comic. Pretty cool, eh? Alright, so for the typesetting, we obviously need text, guys. So make sure you read the story and plan it out in advance before you start drawing it. This is my document Google Docs, because Google Docs saves automatically and I forget to save, so that's very useful. I didn't even have a title back then. I just called it an Easy Guy Story. This was episode 1, so you're not getting getting spoiled unless you didn't read it yet. Sometimes I tend to change the text according to the drawings that I've drawn, so I'll adjust it later onward. Okay, after I have like a white canvas, I like to copy paste the saved PNGs in here so I can like still adjust what I wanted and like how much space I want in between everything. Like I can still adjust that because sometimes you want a bit more space before the next panel, but you haven't planned it in properly while drawing, so you can adjust that later. And then for the typesetting, the title here, here's some SFX. You will probably want to add some action lines as well, like this. Actually, I think I want it black instead. Symmetrical ruler, special ruler. Here. And then we add some balloons here and there. Get some text there. You have different balloon tools and stuff. I am gonna use this for this comic. It changes per thing. I use this tool over there, but you can also just use the balloon tool like normal people. You can change the colors. Ta-da! That works. You can also use the finger tape tool. You can also use this tool, the liquid white tool, to blur it out a little bit or something if you like it. But actually, let me get the blur tool. It's like it's moving, you know what I mean? Here in this panel, I want her to look a bit more concerned. So what we're gonna do, we add something to it. And then also like some sweat drops. Maybe make her a little bit more scared like this. Another very useful tool is the motion blur. We go to blur up there, and then we press motion blur. You can play around with the other blurs too, but because there's movement here, I want it to be like this. But it needs to like come from the right angle, so like this one. People cannot see what the f I just drew, and that's exactly what I want. And now I want it to be more obviously scary, wary. Maybe we can make a cool gradient to this. And then if you want it to be read more properly, you can do it like this. Oh my god. Oh my god, is that the comic font? We want it to look more fatal. Oh my god. What is happening here? Okay, we can kind of see what's happening, right? Once you're done with all your typesetting bullshit, you can finally save it as pages. You click on, like I save from a JPEG, okay? I don't like saving it from a Capture Paint format because I'm scared it's gonna fuck up something. So I press, because I got 1300, right? Webtoon has different sizes. The export Webtoon, right there. You know, back in my day, we didn't have this. We had to cut it one by one. But thanks to this new feature, we don't have to do that anymore. Select the folder where you want to save your pages. You gotta specify the width, 800, and make sure it's all good. Quality I lower a little bit because there's a limit on Webtoon. It's like 20 MB per chapter or something. And then we do the next one. Once you're done with your comic, you kind of want to upload it with a really cool icon. You gotta have an icon to upload it. Just make a new canvas of 160 by 151 pixels and then choose anything from the chapter that you think is memorable. Then press title here or whatever you want, and then you can plan it. You can schedule later, and then you publish your episodes. That's cool. That's how you make comics, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Thanks, bye.